In this video, I'm talking about the Medicaid Estate Recovery Program. What is Medicaid Estate Recovery in Florida? There's a lot of bad information about this program, and a reason why a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to try to go get Medicaid because Medicaid is just going to have their hand out one and they get paid back. And while in certain circumstances that's true, something that a Florida elder law attorney, such as our firm, can help out with is minimizing or even eliminating Medicaid estate recovery. Essentially, I want to debunk a few myths. One of them is Medicaid is going to take the house. Medicaid is not going to take the house if it falls under the homestead exemption, meaning if it's your homestead. Well, first of all, I should say Medicaid doesn't touch your primary residence while you are alive. Medicaid doesn't engage in any form of estate recovery while a Medicaid recipient is alive. The only time there's a potential for Medicaid estate recovery is after the Medicaid recipient in Florida has passed away. So I want to make sure that that's clear, very, very important. So for example, some people go, well, if I apply for Medicaid, they're going to take the house. They will never take the house while you're alive. For sure, for sure, for sure. Medicaid is not interested in taking anything away from you until maybe after you've passed away. So now let's focus on the home. That is typically people's largest concern. Florida, as you may or may not know, offers homestead protection. That is a very powerful protection against all creditors, including the government, including Florida State Medicaid Agency. So if you're a Medicaid recipient and you're alive, again, your home is completely safe. And in fact, in 99.9% of the cases, Florida Medicaid, your home is not going to count as an asset, meaning they're not even considering it in determining whether or not you are or are not eligible for the Medicaid program. But beyond that, they're never asking you to sell your house. Never, okay? Now, when you have passed away, if that home was your homestead and it is going to designated heirs, it will continue to fall under the homestead protection and Medicaid will not be able to touch it, okay? Medicaid does not go after your homestead. Now, the question is whether or not, with regarding to the home, the way we can help out even more so is by having it avoid probate altogether. Because, and I should have mentioned this first, Medicaid only becomes a creditor after a Medicaid recipient has passed away, and they only submit a claim and ask for payment out of your probatable estate in most cases. Okay, so I want you to understand, Medicaid recipient's alive, Medicaid's not asking for anything. Medicaid recipient has passed away. Now, if a probate is opened, Medicaid is a creditor like any other creditor who has to be notified that someone has passed away and given an opportunity to present a claim. Now, as it relates to your home, if it falls under homestead protection, even Medicaid can have a claim worth thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. They will not be able to touch a properly exempt homestead property. However, if you're having a consultation with my office and you're anywhere in Florida and you own a home, something that we're going to be talking about is making sure that home doesn't go through probate to begin with. Because if it goes through the probate process to get it to your kids or your grandkids or wherever you want it to go, that means after you've passed away, your kids or your grandkids are hiring me again to open up a probate and go through this court process, which again is paying a lawyer more money. I'd like you to avoid doing that if at all possible, right? So that's where we talk about things like ladybird deeds, which you can look on my YouTube channel. I have other videos on that, or revocable living trusts, okay? So that's what I want to say about the home. Now again, with other non-homestead assets, the question then becomes like your bank accounts and your financial accounts and your retirement accounts, typically. The question is, do any of those assets have to go through the probate process? If the answer is yes, then Medicaid does have the right to engage in estate recovery, and there's a potential that you lose some or all of those assets to the government after you've passed away. However, again, when you're talking to an experienced Medicaid planning attorney in Florida, we're going to talk to you about the estate planning component of your assets to make sure that everything avoids probate. And to the extent that it avoids probate, you are not going to be subject to Medicaid estate recovery. So it's a little bit more complicated than that. There are a little more nuances that are important that we go through during a full consultation, but I hope that gives you at least a little bit of peace of mind that Medicaid, the threat of Medicaid estate recovery, is not a good reason to avoid protecting your assets. Some people go, well, I'll just go broke and then naturally qualify for Medicaid. And I say, well, that's not a really intelligent way of looking at it, because while Medicaid pays for a lot, it doesn't pay for everything. And if we can have some assets set aside to help you lead the highest possible quality of life possible and have the side effect of making it a little more likely you'll have something to pass on to your heirs, that's a win-win-win. So again, I hope you found this useful. If you're anywhere in Florida and interested in talking more about Medicaid estate recovery or Medicaid planning or estate planning or probate avoidance, we're here to serve. If you like this video, found it interesting, you think there's anyone else you know who would be interested in watching it, please subscribe to the channel, please share the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me get more information out to people, and that's my goal, is to provide free public information to all Floridians to help make better decisions and become more educated legal consumers. Thank you for watching.